What is going on, guys? Jedi from the block here. Today I'm going to bring you guys a smite build on Medusa. This is one of my builds, my own personal builds I like to use with her. I don't know, I haven't seen anybody else use this one yet, but this is one of my favorite builds with her, and I wanted to bring it to you guys. It's very effective in game, very dangerous, very lethal, can do a lot of damage, and you're pretty much a force to be reckoned in late game as well as early. You can get a lot of kills. With Medusa, she's really good at stealing kills, and this is one of those builds. So before we get started, guys, with this, please hit that subscribe button one time for me. Drop a like, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think of my videos. Let me know how you guys feel. If you guys got any gods you guys want to see, be sure to let me know in a comment down below. I will get to them. I love making special request videos for people. It's one of my favorite things to do. So with further ado, let's get started. Alright, with Medusa, guys, I like to go ahead and get myself started off with the acid spray just because it's got so much range on it. It's insane how much range you can put out with this thing. You can hit up to 3 enemies, or you can hit a line of minions, but you can also hit up to like 3 enemies if they're in the area as well. It's got a spread. It's like a line and a cone. So I like to start it off with the 2 just because it helps do that damage. Next up, I like to go to Lacerate just because it's a dash. It does get you in and out. Also, it is a very effective damaging ability. It can do a lot of damage, and it does help you get into an enemy that tries to escape. Then I like to go with Viper Shot just because that's a good buff. It benefits you in both ways with damage and speed, and that's why I like Medusa, because she has that effect where she can increase her speed and damage along with having very, very, very versatile moves. She's able to move left, right, backwards, forward, or left, right, backwards without any penalties because of her passive, which makes her very effective with the range as a hunter. So that's why she's a really good overall player. So now we're gonna go ahead and start out. I'm gonna go 2 again. We're gonna get our ult in there. So this is what it looks like when I start my game off. This is how it looks like with my first steps to go before I got my ult. But what we're gonna do is we're always gonna go 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Remember that, guys. Just 2, 3, 1. This is very effective for me. It works for me. I know I'm going to get a comment or two saying I build her wrong, but this is the build that works for me. And like I said, I'm bringing this build for you guys to show you how I use her in game and how effective I am. I will be dropping a gameplay video with her as well sometime within this week, or I should say weekend. So bear with me on that. I do have like 5 videos coming out with gods that I'm releasing for gameplay videos. I've been building them up, kind of making them and going as long as I go. So make sure you get you guys' ult in there as much as possible whenever you can. Your ult is a very powerful, very, very effective ability to use, especially when you're using your ult and your 1. So now that we have our guys, now we have our abilities down, guys, we're gonna make our way over to the items, the place where you guys come to see. You guys want to see how to make it work, how to make things tick, how to make things kind of just bind together. So with further ado, let's get it started. Let's get those relics. Let's get Sanctuary and Curse. I don't know if they fixed Curse or Sanctuary too much, but I remember I had issues activating Curse or Sanctuary in game. It was a very, very messy situation. I have my notifications on again. Okay, so the way I like to start this off, guys, is it seems weird, but because Medusa has no movement penalties, I don't mind taking a little break on getting on the boots. What I like to do is I like to start off and get Blood Forge with her, just because it causes a lot of damage early on. And when you get your first one, you get 20 physical power and 10 life steal, which is very good, very useful, and I like it a lot. And it's very cheap early on. Actually, it's a cheap item. Next up, you're gonna make your way over here. We're gonna go all the way over here. We're gonna go all the way here. We're gonna go ahead and get ourselves Transcendence. Now, Transcendence is very good to help pump out damage, and it also helps you get more power, because what it does is it converts 3% of your mana into physical power. So you also stack. It gives you 15 mana per stack, and it goes to 50 stacks. So it's gonna help you get a little bit more damage in there. Once you get those full stacks out, go back over to the page. Now we're gonna go ahead and get ourselves boots. We're gonna go and get Warrior Tabby, because we have that speed boost. We do not need to get the Ninja Tabby for the attack speed. You can if you feel comfortable enough doing that. I don't do it because I have the increased buff. Next up, we're going to go ahead and get ourselves the Executioner. That's going to increase our attack speed by 25%. It's also going to increase our give our basic attack against enemies, reduce their physical protection by 12% for 3 seconds. It stacks on 3 with that little bit of extra oomph to it. Then we're going to go down here. We're going to grab ourselves Deathbringer just for the damage. It's going to give us increased by 50 physical power, 20 critical hit chance, which is going to cause more damage. You're not going to get 100% crit, obviously, but you're going to get more crits in there. You're going to do a lot more damage, and it increases your critical strike damage increased by 40%. So the cap on what that means is the cap on your criticals is increased, so it helps you pump out more damage, which is very, very good. Next up, now it's your last item. You kind of probably want to know what would you use, what would you bring in. Well, you can either go with Malice, which is very useful. Or you can work your way over here. You can go with Wind Demon. Now, Wind Demon, the reason why I like Wind Demon, guys, is because when you hit a critical hit, it increases your attack speed and movement speed by 20%. But that's if you feel comfortable enough doing that and you know that you're going to be fully on crits, but you're not full on crits. So we're going to go ahead and get ourselves Malice just because it's going to pump out more damage. Now, what that does is it gives you 50 physical power. And when you deal a critical strike, you deal an additional 75% of your total physical power. And as physical damage over the next 3 seconds, additional crits refresh this effect. So it's very useful if you can keep hitting those crits. Now, Medusa is very, very useful in game with most of her abilities. So we're hitting 851. 869, 869, 869. So a couple of your basics could kill someone easily. This is one of my favorite builds. Now the reason why I do Bloodforge first is because with that early on, if you can get a kill or an assist, you will refresh. You give yourself a little bonus shield. It will help you out, keep yourself alive. It's like having a second, wind. So now we're gonna go switch it up. We're gonna use our 1. Look at that. You've seen all those crits. You've seen all that damage. It's very useful to have this build. I think this is one of my favorite builds. I don't go wrong with this build. It's very good. A lot of people always question the fact of why you do 2 criticals in the same category at the end. Well, it's because you don't need criticals all the way early on. You can switch it up. You can put Executioner next and then use Deathbringer or Malice after that. It's your choice how you feel comfortable using it. Me, personally, this build is just perfectly normal. It works fine for me. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and use our 2. Move in. You see what I'm saying? I know that's a dummy raw. I know that anybody can come in here and make a video and make a build video and show you that. But that's actually how it works in game. When you're going up against a mage or, for instance, another hunter, you can do a lot of damage. Now, if you're going up against the Chalk, Hercules, any type of tank player, I suggest switching out Executioner for Quinsasasis or Sasis or whatever the hell it's called. Sorry, I'm illiterate. So we can't really get that in there. I mean, but that's what I would go for if you're having a lot of issues with heavier set people. But that's okay. You don't really need to worry about it though, because most of the time you have someone on your team that's able to work on those tanks. Like if you have a mage, like for instance, like Anubis or something like that, or Agni, any type of mage should be able to help clear out those tanks. And you're the one who's supposed to come in and help clear out their mage, also clear out their problem, like their hunter. So assassins are good at doing that too as well. Now, we're going to go ahead and show you guys this again. Come in. Very effective, very useful. We don't even have all of our stacks yet at 50, so that again will benefit us too. We are at 1350 mana. We don't have a whole lot of mana, but that's still 3% of that, which is nice. So we're going to come back in here, and we're going to light her up. And that's one of your greatest combos right there is your alt, so your 4 and your 1. So when you alt an enemy, hit your 1 as soon as possible and then get in there and start lighting them up. That will cause a lot of damage because I think your alt, let's see, your alt does 700 damage plus 322. And I don't always account that 322 because sometimes I don't ever get that actual hit with that. You get a 2-second stun duration. Your movement speed is their movement speed is slowed by 40%, and they have a duration of 3 for that slow. So but the reason why I like the combo I use with the 2-3-1 is because when you use your 2, you'll acid spray them, which will give them a good damage. It will cause a little effect on them. Your 3 will help get you in there and kind of like lock them down so they can't move. And then your 1, because you're so close, you're hitting them. So watch. I'll show you guys one more time before we get done with this video. Your 3 helps you get in there and kind of stop them. I don't think there's a stun, but what it does is it gets you in on them and it helps lock them down. Like when you're in that animation, it does stop them from moving. It's not a stun, but it does stop them from moving, and it does cause a lot of damage. I want to say so. It does 240 damage. Your acid does 270, and then your ability with your 1 will cause you to do a great amount of damage. You saw that I'm doing 869 per hit. Right there, you have an automatic kill. If you're 1v1ing, I suggest going in and doing that exact same thing. If you see a full squad of them in a lane, do not attempt to move in. Please do not attempt to go in, because this build will not work if you're facing 3 people by yourself. No build, for that matter, should work that way. You can hit your alt and move in. Like if you see 2 people in there, hit your alt. I didn't have my 1, but you see the point there. Your ult is very useful. We are sitting at 30 stacks. So that gives us 333 physical power, which is almost at max, so you can't really complain. You're able to just melt everything, and that shield is very useful if you're trying to get away too. And with Medusa's abilities, you should be able to get in and out. She's very powerful. Like, see, for instance, we'll go hit him, come in, hit a 1. Now we need to get away. Just showing you guys examples here. I appreciate you guys watching my video so much. I do. And thank you guys for watching it again. Thank you to my subscribers for keeping me going. If you're new to the channel, you're new to the videos, please hit that subscribe button one time for me. Drop a like, leave a comment, let me know what you guys think. I will be making more videos for you guys. If you have any requests, please let me know. I'm always happy to make request videos. Thank you guys again. Have a good day.